Hello friends, today I'm creating a summer doll using Cleo Denial as a base. If you like this video then please give me a like, and if you want to then please subscribe. I'd love to have you around. Thanks in advance. I picked this Cleo out because I like the green streak in her hair. I wanted to base this doll on watermelon, but while I was making the clothes I accidentally put that mark on her face, so we're going to have to deal with that. It won't come off with acetone. The rest of her makeup will, however. Her hair was actually pretty sticky, so I had to use a glue removal product, but after that it really came up really nice and shiny, and I actually didn't do much styling to it in the end because I liked the loose curl that it had. To make the top I created two pieces, just a tight fitting bodice and then this frilly piece over the top, and added a velcro closure in the back. I wanted the top piece to be gathered and like around her arms and shoulders, so I had to sew this piece to a ribbon after gathering it to make sure that it's still ruffled over her arms. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in a pattern for this top, because I'm working on creating patterns for sale right now. I added some black Swarovski crystals to kind of look like the seeds in a watermelon. Using stretchy green fabric, I made some leggings. I actually explained how to make the pattern for these on a live stream, which I'll link in the right hand corner. That live stream was pretty good for learning how to do patterns for dolls. Again, let me know in the comments if you want this pattern to be made available. I left the hems of the leggings unfinished because they won't fray. After trying to lighten the stain with benzoyl peroxide cream and then trying to lift it with pan pastels, I decided just to spray the middle of her face. It does look a bit ashy, but I'll be using pastels to kind of bring the colour to be warmer and then also to kind of blend it with the rest of her face. I'm not a huge fan of Cleo's face mould, so I wanted to be able to put my style on her. I did this all on live streams as well, so if you have a look through my live streams you'll be able to see the process and me talking more about what I'm doing. So I thought today I would give you a chat about what's been happening with my life over kind of the past week, I guess. I finally left Japan and moved to the UK, and in 4 days I went to 5 different countries, which I think is pretty big. Like, so many things went wrong as well. Like, I say to many people that I'm like the luckiest unlucky person. Like, I only have really good or really bad luck. I never have meh. So when I was finally leaving Japan, I had to take the bullet train up to Tokyo because KLM weren't flying from Osaka. Nobody was flying from Osaka and allowing cats on the plane. And actually that entire flight from Osaka to Amsterdam, the first one that I booked, was cancelled and they didn't tell me, so kind of lucky that I changed my booking. Anyway, so I've got to go up to Tokyo, and the only way basically is the bullet train. So I have my cats in carriers. There's 2 hard shells for the hold and then 1 soft one for in the cabin, and then I had like an IKEA bag full of crap and just a rucksack with my laptop in it. And I got to the bullet train and they said that my stuff was too big for me to travel on my own, that I needed to put the cats in smaller carriers and have someone escort me. So I rang everyone I knew. I found somebody that could help me and I asked him to go pick up a smaller cat carrier, and then if he wouldn't mind coming to Tokyo and back with me. So while he was legging it to me with a cat carrier, I asked the station guards if it was okay for me to put my stuff inside the hard shell carriers because I still needed them, and they were okay size-wise if the cats weren't in them, frown. And then the station guard was like, oh, if you do that, you don't need a companion. So to be clear, I had all the same stuff, plus one more cat carrier, and now I was allowed to travel. Japanese logic. And so I had a nightmare of a journey up to Tokyo, and then when I got on the Narita Express, one of the cats pooed, and I just couldn't stop laughing. So I finally got to the airport. I was running late because it took me 90 minutes. I had to wait 90 minutes to be able to get on the bullet train. Luckily, I left really, really early. And then when I got to the airport, they made me pay for the cats again. They said that the payment hadn't gone through. But when I talked to my sister, because my sister paid for the cats the first time, the payment had gone through. So I'd had to pay for the cats, and I paid 520 euros. Then I'd have to pay 3 times for the ticket change, 80 euros, 3 times, I don't know why. And then at the airport, they made me pay 300 euros for the cats again. So I don't understand why the amount was different, and I don't understand why they made me pay twice. Tried to sort it out, they wouldn't help me at the desks, they wouldn't help me on the phone, so that's stuck again. I just have more money stuck with an airline. Very, very luckily, the flight was not full, so most of us had an entire row all to ourselves. I can't sleep on planes anyway, so I just kind of watched movies, and the flight attendants were all super sweet and interested in seeing Avocado, and she was really well behaved. She didn't make a peep. My friend was coming over from the UK to meet me in Amsterdam, just have a couple of days to relax and then drive back to the UK. It's pretty far, it's a 7-hour drive. Well, I say it's far, for Americans that's nothing, isn't it? And on the way, their tyre blew, so they got into Calais at like 5:45 and everything shuts, right? And had to use like no French and try and get this tyre replaced, and they managed to do it. And then we had a lovely time in Amsterdam. And then before we're leaving, we need to get the other tyre changed to match so that it's balanced or something. I don't understand, somebody can tell me in the comments. And we went and got the tyre changed, and then, oh my god, this is just ridiculous, even relaying this, like I barely believe that it happened, and it happened to me. So the garage couldn't take foreign cards, so I asked the fella where a ATM was, and they said it's really far, but it's on the right. And I was like, okay. So I start, and I have no phone, my phone won't work. So I start walking, and I get to this roundabout, and it's been like 10 minutes already, but I hadn't passed a bank. So I kept walking, and I got to a T-junction and a river. There was nothing, but luckily my Google Maps had remembered where we'd been staying before, and there was a station. And I called my friend. I could call, didn't have internet. I called my friend and said that I was going to go try there. So then I walked all the way there, and this is like a 40-minute walk at this point. I go to the station, there are 2 ATMs, they both say temporarily out of service. There's a Western Union, it's closed. So I went and asked at like the information desk, and they were like, I don't know, I don't live here. I'm like, why are you working at information if you don't know the area? Like, how are you giving information? So they told me to go to the hotel next door. They had an ATM, also out of service. So then I tried the spa. This is at Sloterdijk, by the way. What a name. So I went to the spa, and they let me get cash back. So I've done this 40-minute walk, and it was a lovely day. And as soon as I stepped out of the spa, the sky was black, and it just opened, and I had to walk back the same way because I just didn't trust Google Maps, what it was showing me. I didn't know if it was paths or what, but yeah, I had to walk back this 40-minute journey. Like halfway there, I called my friend and I was like, please can you get me some dry clothes out? Finally got there, and yeah, could pay it. Drenched to my skin, it was so cold. So after that we drove to Calais, and luckily we'd given ourselves extra time for this. That was very, very lucky. Calais was so weird because I don't know, it was so empty. We got to Calais, ate so much cheese. We booked quite an early train from the Eurostar, so we didn't give ourselves nearly enough time to find the pet registration. we were very, very lucky that the train was a little bit delayed, just a bit of hyper luck and hyper unluck as well. The train was absolutely fine. The loos are closed on it at the moment, though that was a bit of a pain because of Corona. But it only takes 45 minutes and then off we were driving back up to my mum's. So we're finally in the UK and I still haven't had fish and chips. What's that even about? So back to the doll. I was trying to keep her on the watermelon vibe, which is why I gave her these green eyes, and I wanted to kind of look a bit more realistic than some of my dolls are. I'm still not sure what my own personal style is, but this is well, I'm pretty proud of how this doll turned out. I think she's really, really beautiful. I absolutely love freckles on dolls, so I decided to give this doll freckles, and I actually remembered this time, so I just watered down paint and flicked with a paintbrush. I didn't sand her underwear off because it shouldn't be visible, and blushed her as I usually would. And I also gave her body some freckles. I wanted to give her earrings, and it looks like her ears are pierced, but I just couldn't get an earring in there, so I decided to use like doll buttons that I painted gold as studs. and then I used some just regular gold jump rings as bangles. To get her fringe to lay back flat, I heated the handle of a fork and then pressed that to her head, and it mostly did it, but I wanted it to be flatter, so I then used a blow dryer as well. Be careful, because I know that quite a lot of people have managed to shinify Mr. Super Clear by doing this. I'm so proud of this doll. I really love how she turned out. She's actually the first doll that I'm going to make available for sale on my Etsy. Check the description box below. So if you do want to support me, you can buy my dolls. That's incredible. Likes and comments and subscribes are so helpful to me. Also, I started a Patreon, which will be linked below. So if you want to support me there, please go ahead. That would be much appreciated. And thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.